Hello everyone, Westy Rail 75B again, so a bit different today. We're at Bad St Peter-Ording in Germany, the north end of Germany, 648 units, so the branch line down to Husum. This is the exterior of our 648 unit here. So you need to jump back into the cab. We're just waiting for the off now for the doors to be closed. So basically, Zusi is a German professional train simulator. So simulator is used professionally to train drivers as well. This is a home edition of it, which is available on Steam, and there's quite a steep learning curve with it. However, it's more than worth it. Doors being closed now. So with insert or home, we just switch the door switch to the normal position. Green lights here. The doors are the doors are interlocked. And away we go from Bad St Peter-Ording to Bad St Peter-Ording South. Let's press the PZB free key. Just acknowledges here that we can go above 45 kilometers an hour. Flashing 70 and 85 indicates 45 kilometers an hour. This is 50 kilometers an hour here. Short for a little bit. White light is warning me that a Zephyr pedal activation is required, and this goes off every 30 seconds in comparison to the British driver vigilance device, which is every minute or so. So you might have seen that diamond crossing board on the right. That's warning of a level crossing signal up ahead, which I can see in the distance. We'll likely have to acknowledge that as we get closer, so I'm just going to keep the speed relatively low, just to give the crossing a chance to close. As also that diamond board is the activation point for the level crossing as well. White light, so yeah, we're clear to proceed. That will need to be acknowledged as we pass it. Okay, so we have a 500 hertz magnet, sorry, 1000 hertz magnets, which means just getting ready to slow down our speed to 20 for the speed restriction. We'll keep it a little bit higher. We're coming to another diamond board as well. Just warning again, level crossing signal. This is the activation point for the level crossing. So the signal ahead will show if the level crossing is down. We're basically not permitted above 85 kilometers an hour. The braking curve, it's about 23 seconds to brake down to 280 from whatever speed we're going if we weren't on a slow branch line. Let's keep this nice and slow as we come up to 20. Make sure we are below 45 for the next bit of the braking curve. As we can see, the level crossing ahead, and the 500 hertz magnet there has activated to say that we are approaching the speed restriction. And the A there is the start of the speed restriction, so we'll just make sure we're down to 20, which we are. Signal there, which is clear, and an E, which is the end of the speed restriction. And we're going to go 2 cars, so we can accelerate now up to 80. And recently, I jumped this line in real life. It is very, very interesting. Inspiration to run it here on Zusi. Right-hand side, and this little red walking person symbol that is indicated that passengers are boarding. So when that goes out, we can depart. Well, we are a minute or so late, either due to my terrible driving, with being a bit cautious around German signals, which is not how it's driven in real life. Real life, though, a lot. Train driving in the UK is more defensive, but certainly in Germany, possibly towards other countries in the continent, they tend to brake a lot later, etc, etc. Of course, all very safe. Let's say they're running late, and they can make time up, put it that way. There's different safe rules and regulations. Back up now to 80, and ready for our next stop, 880. You saw there, that was basically a German whistle board. I can't remember what the P stands for. Whistle, I don't know. I can't remember the German word for it, but that is basically a whistle board. Just for these little foot crossings here, as we make our way out across the marsh. And service is for Husum. So it's 21181, which is actually the one that I did get this week. Just have a look. Certainly something a lot different. Very fascinating to see the operations of this branch line. Unfortunately, our train from Osnabrück to Hamburg was delayed, and we missed the connection up to Husum by a matter of about 4 minutes. So we had to come straight back from Bad St Peter-Ording, but we still managed to ride the branch, and it was very nice, something a lot different. Now you'll see on the left there are mile posts, so that's a 39 mile post, and on my right, and on the screen which you can't see, I have the electronic book file plan, electronic book plan, or electronic journey plan. This provides me with information about basically corresponding to the mile post. So for example, I know my next one Tarting is 36.5 kilometres. And we're currently at 38.2, so we have a little bit of time to go. Just be careful not to go over 80, because I would like a good score, although we are running a bit late. Let's go down a little bit. Definitely concentrate a lot more with Zusi, especially with the German PZB system, as you do sort of a train simulator. Train simulator, you have AWS it warns you when you have a signal. However, German PZB, you have to know when to acknowledge it. This will be when coming up to a significant speed reduction, or when reaching adverse signal aspect. Now from Tönning. Again, yeah, PZB for passenger trains, generally 1000 Hz magnet, which you acknowledge it when you get a danger aspect. You will get that on a distance signal, and as soon as you see the distance signal, there's a case of very much you have to put the brakes in straight away to be able to stop in time. You do not have much leeway, whereas in the UK we have double yellow signals. Germany tends to have a distance signal and protecting the main signal. More about that after our next stop coming up at Tönning. So in P2B, so if you hit the 1000 hertz magnet of a signal, this gives you about this, I believe it's 23 seconds to break down to 85 kilometers an hour, called the braking curve. Past that, once you do hit the next magnet, 500 hertz magnet, which is on the approach to either the speed restriction or the signal, you need to be doing below 45 kilometers an hour. And again, you have a time frame to do this. If not, the brakes kick in, which is funny, being on an IC3 yesterday. The first thing hearing against the front was Zwangsbremsen, which means emergency brakes, because the driver had missed a piece of being acknowledged. It just reminded me of me playing Zusi. Back up to 80 km/h now as we reach another level crossing signal. Let's make sure that that is definitely clear for us. Not quite yet, so we just need to slow down until I can see the main aspect here. Yeah. And now that flashing means that the level crossing is clear and we can proceed. Zusi, it doesn't have, unfortunately there's no weather system. The sort of seasons are all the same, and there's no rain, anything like that. You can set fog, that's the only thing you can set it as. But again, rather than being sort of more user-based, user-friendly, sort of novice, start as a novice, you can learn, like Train Simulator is. This is a lot more rudimentary, there's a lot more of a learning curve to it. Just took a little while to learn, doesn't take too long. Once you learn the basics, you can just about do it. I do get Zwangsbremsen quite a lot though, still. So I'm still learning about PZB. Signals for the other direction, so we can proceed. I did think we were coming up to the station, but I'm obviously being a bit cautious. Not sure I passed my German train driver exams for being this cautious. Next station is Sandville. It's just under a kilometre's time, so we should probably start braking for that. 8, the stop is at 33.2 kilometres. Just round this curve. I believe that sign is indicating the fact that there is a station coming up. I could be very wrong, like usual, but I believe it is. That's fine. Now what I haven't done is set up the PIs, which is actually quite a cool system of Zusi. So just exactly like this, start page, and you have a lot of things on here, a lot of systems, a book file plan, which you can use, which I'll use for a different display. We will use the FIS, which will provide with announcements, which I will set up in a moment. Put in my number. Number will do, and then the soup number, which we'll do in a moment as we get moving. number is 21181, our train number. Okay. Please wait. So we might activate. Please wait. I would not worry about that. We are not 14 minutes late. It's because I've set it up late, but it will pick up in a moment. Not that bad.
Sehr geehrte Fahrgäste, die Regionalbahn Schleswig-Holstein begrüßt Sie ganz herzlich auf dieser Zugfahrt. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Fahrt. Nächste Station, Bad St Peter-Süd.
That should pick up in a moment. I've just started a bit late. 50 kilometers of speed restriction. I can see the flashing white light. The crossing is clear. So I'll just change that. So there we are, and that will pick up now from where we are. Basically you get the warning boards of the 50, and then you get A, which is the commencement of the restriction. Let's go into guarding. Probably just about to see on there, but the book file plan I should have explained earlier. I do have it on a separate screen, but it is also down here as well. I mentioned an interlock with these lights. It's not actually door interlock because I don't have door interlock in Germany. Interestingly, so the doors are basically just released on that side and they will close of their own accord. I can just choose to basically lock them. Again, yeah, you can see the book file plan here, which is my electronic plan. So you'll see when we come onto a milepost, probably just about to see this down here. 31.5, we are here at guarding with a little black diamond is our current location. This is live tracked. So of course it shows exactly where we are in relativity to the mileposts. And that little yellow sign you probably saw on the right hand side, basically when you see a sign with a when you're driving a car, if it's not a train, you'll see one of those signs, and if it shows the town name, that means the commencement of is 50 kilometers an hour in built up areas. And as soon as you see the red line through, the red cross, the red line through a town sign on the way out of town, then you can resume normal national speed limit, which I believe is 70 kilometers an hour. It could be 80. I have driven in Germany before. I should really know, shouldn't I? So we're going now towards our next station stop. 2 kilometers to go. We're at 30.4. Just 4. Next station stop 28.4. More about that system that you saw earlier. Concentrate for the stop. The system that you saw earlier, the FIS, the passenger information display, that is exactly what it says, exactly like it is in the UK. So automated announcements, which is one good thing that Zusi does have. Again, what we lack in graphics, we make up for in functionality. Definitely a lot more realistic and functional wise than sort of anything, even train sim related, train sim key speed restrictions.
Nächste Station, Katharinenherd.
It's under half a kilometre to go now to Katharinenherd. Overshot that a little bit. That's fine. They're alright.
Katharinenherd. RB64 nach Husum über Karting, Tönning, Harblick.
To accelerate, you see the side view. So I don't know what the name of the screen is. It's basically like a TMS in the UK essentially. Side view there. There's a view out there.
RB64 nach Husum über Tönning, Harblick, Witzwort. Nächste Station, Karting, Bedarfshalt.
Back out to urban countryside. One thing I haven't set up is the GSMN. Of course, in the UK we have GSMR. On the continent, in Europe, they have just GSM. I haven't set it up because I still haven't worked my way around to the German system. I can do the UK one, but the German one is a lot different. So also, obviously, it's true to real life. This line in real life is very flat as well. So the line heads up towards Denmark. The RE services run from on the main line, which will join later. Run from Hamburg to Westerland. It's on the Isle of Sylt. It's a railway only peninsula.
Nächste Station, Karting, Bedarfshalt. Zum Aussteigen bitte jetzt Haltewunschtaste betätigen.
So the RE6 once an hour Hamburg to Westerland, and there is also a roughly hourly service from Nibel up to Asperg in Denmark, which is something that I did the other day actually. Going down to Karting. Very much an absolute shack in the middle of nowhere.
Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung links. Karting. Ausstieg links. RB64 nach Husum über Tönning, Harblick, Witzwort.
It's also close to sort of their own accord after a certain amount of time. It's called light blocking. So if the doors are detects for a few seconds that no one is entering or leaving the door will close automatically, and then with this switch here I can then lock the doors, turning it left, it's basically release on the left side, turning it right, it's right hand side release, and turning essential I can lock the doors.
RB64 nach Husum über Harblick und Witzwort. Nächste Station Tönning.
Tönning is next in about 7 kilometres time. This is a very interesting station. I took a lovely photo from here, which is actually the thumbnail for this video. And we're two trains meet, as this is an hourly service. So one train comes up from Husum and one comes from Bad St Peter-Ording, and they meet at Tönning. The fact that we are 4 minutes late because I'm driving like a British train driver, in terms of the fact that I'm driving more defensively, probably means that I'm a little bit later. But of course in the UK we probably would have more time, so there is enough time to drive defensively. And this is the rules and regulations of UK railways. Try not to go over 80 km/h, and there's no cruise control on these units, so just manually doing so. You can probably see the mouse cursor at some point, because actually to operate the power brake controller, what the German is actually with the mouse wheel. Countdown markers as well. So that is not a level crossing signal, it is a distance signal. This distance signal is on, which means the next signal will be red. So I'm just going to make sure that we're going at 85. The braking curve will have me going to 45, so I'm just going to be safe and go down to 45, just below. And that has now cleared. The next signal is clear, but I've still got to acknowledge PSB. Doesn't hurt to acknowledge it when you don't need to. He says, I've broken it. I'm not really sure what happened there. However, let's try and get on the move again. Sorry for the slight disruption there. I did acknowledge that caution distance signal, so I'm not sure why I was stopped. Why I was zwangsbremsed, but it just goes to show that I'm not perfect. Still a lot of learning to do. Even though I've had a few hours in this, there's still a lot of learning to do, and every time I learn something different. You come around this curve.
Nächste Station Tönning.
Our way around to Tönning. It's a warning of 30, but I might as well be doing it now because I'm already doing it, so there's no point accelerating and braking again. unit is a basic branch line station. Reminds me very much, you've seen a minute of Battersby in the UK, where you have an island platform and 2 units meet each other. Not sure if I'll need to go any further from Tönning, but this is at the moment where trains drivers change ends and we go back the other way. Either Battersby or Cromer is another good example in the UK of where this happens. You'll see there the line on the left is a line where we'll be taking in a moment after I've pulled in and changed ends. And there's the other unit there waiting for us. And on the left there you'll see that building is an equipment room. Where all the branch line equipment was it's either recently taken out of use or it will be taken out of use very soon.
Tönning, RB64 nach Husum über Harblick.
Sorry about that.
Witzwort.
That is our fellow unit leaving. Barriers will go up. That might be why it would help if my brake controller was actually in the brake position there, wouldn't it? Sure, I keep getting that going off, to be honest with you. It might be a bug just when we change ends, but you'll see here. Let's have a quick look around. Just got to wait for that signal to clear. Not sure why we do have that on the front, but hey ho, let's go. That would help again, as I say, it's a learning curve. I believe the destination, it's not changeable, hence what it does show Obergen on the front. It's unfortunately not a changeable destination display, it's just the announcements that are functional. Let's see there. That's just where the equipment is for the branch line as we leave Tönning. Clear. There we are.
RB64 nach Husum über Witzwort. Nächste Station Harblick. Bedarfshalt.
Only 2 minutes late now, so not too terrible. As we saw at Tönning there, it's odd that the one unit, I actually found that the other day when I was on it. One unit leaves, and then the crossing gates open again, and then they close again for the second time. A very odd phenomenon. I can't say that word. Phenomenon. I was going to stop trying to say it. A very odd thing. The next stop now being a Harblick. Kilometres, 15.3 kilometres. this area of Germany is extremely flat. That's why this route, the main route of this is called Marschbahn in German. But this line is just Bad St Peter-Ording branch line. Another branch line up in north for Nibel, which is another very interesting run. Definitely worth checking out this part of Germany, 100%. We did go, it is January/February, so it was very cold and very wet. But if you go in the summer, it's a lot more touristy, hopefully with a lot better weather as well. Apparently a lot of celebrities like to holiday in Westerland. Apparently it's a very upmarket resort, so to find it was very nice there. However, as I said, the weather was quite poor. If the weather was better, it probably would have been a lot different. In St Peter-Ording as well, we do have a coast as well. This line that we're doing, I'll say we don't want to, so we're basically going from west to east.
Nächste Station, Harbleck. Okay. Bedarfshalt. Zum Aussteigen bitte jetzt Haltewunschtaste betätigen.
Oh, we stopped. There's proof there that in Germany you do not get a lot of warning before any signal like that. As well. Okay. Yeah, so as I said, you do not get much warning at all from seeing the sign to seeing the signal, especially as it is on a curve, so I suspect that is also down to route knowledge as to where these signals are. Unfortunately, my route knowledge in this area is not like that at all.
Harbleck, RB64 nach Husum über Witzwort.
And then off we go again.
RB64 nach Husum. Nächste Station, Witzwort. Bedarfshalt.
At least this is very good for learning German. The most important German phrase has really been the später, later, which is a phrase I see a lot in Germany, especially for the ICEs. I always recommend leaving a long time before. Between connections. Although it is likely that if your connection is late, your connecting train will also be late. So it's not all sunshine and roses out in Germany or the rest of the continent, so there are still a lot of delays. ICEs are notorious at the moment for delays, so most of the ICEs have been unhappy and delayed. But you'll be alright on branch lines such as this lovely one here. Bin ein Zugnerd, meaning I am a train nerd, which is the most important phrase to know when you go to Germany.
Nächste Station, Witzwort. Bedarfshalt. Zum Aussteigen bitte jetzt Haltewunschtaste betätigen.
Another 20 miles an hour speed restriction here. Still be doing really 80, but I'm just slowing down because of the station.
Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung rechts. Witzwort. Ausstieg rechts. RB64 nach Husum.
Witzwort, exit right. Interestingly, here we have two of these level crossing signals as well, with another one in the 20 speed restriction, which I see just on this bridge up ahead. Clear the 45 until we're past it as well. That's fine because we're only going to be going up to 20. It's all good. I could jam out to that doo-doo. And the commencement of the speed restriction here. Very short one, literally just for the bridge, which is milepost. Just after that, our two coaches past it. Cancel P2B, P2B free, and then we go to 80.
RB64 nach Husum.
lots of various there's branch lines, main lines P to B. You've got LZB safety system as well, faster lines, and ETCS as well, which is an interesting one because there are high speed lines with ICs on this as well, which are great fun to drive. We need to go up to speed, of course, this line being only literally 80. Driving long distance ICs is also fun. Again, many varieties of routes on here across Germany, really. Really focused on north of Germany, but there are some in the south as well. There are maps available showing the routes, which I will put in the comments or in the description even. They're not all complete routes, but there are still quite a few. Steam, you'll see it's the Aerosoft edition. Later develop Cologne, Dusseldorf for Zusi. I believe it's the same as the Train Simulator version as well. And that does have a variety, 200 kilometers an hour, 125 miles an hour running, as well as stopping at S-Bahn services and regional services. That's another great route to drive. The challenge on the regions, if you're routing for an IC, you do not have much time to react if you see a distant aspect. foot down to 115. So let's thrash it up to 115 as we approach our next station stop and final station stop at Husum. Strange here that we... Oh, hello. That's a surprise. Set as well, very interesting. A very long boy train, that one. There's a service up to Westerland. To connect to that train in real life, I'm very sorry if you're trying to connect to that. Let's break down now for a braking curve of 80 and then down to 45. Well, the next signal is at caution, which means the signal afterwards will be danger. It's just odd just how that we, from the branch line, we stay on the left track, whereas the normal line of running in Germany for high speed lines are on the left. Or even actually, I believe in Germany actually, normal running it was on the right on all lines. Some countries high speed running's on the left. Germany normal running, normal lines right hand side. Hence why we were just overtaken by the local haul set up to Westerland from Hamburg RE7. I believe actually that's a repeater for the next. So we've got red coming up. Just need to make sure we're reckon 25. But I believe the signal before was a repeater for this signal. You can see here we do not have a lot of time to react at all. So you get the literally the repeater there plus the distant behind it. Here, probably waiting for that RE to cross. There we are, and we have that 5 means 50 kilometers per hour, and we can get going again. When we pass the signal, I will free the PCB. Hey, at least I managed to stop at the signal. That should be an achievement. How far it's past the signal that it can be freed, but we will find out.
Nächste Station, Husum. Diese Zugfahrt endet dort. Wir bitten alle Fahrgäste auszusteigen. Die Regionalbahn Schleswig-Holstein bedankt sich für Ihre Mitfahrt und freut sich darauf, Sie bald wieder in einem ihrer Züge zu begrüßen.
Flashing 70, 85 means we can't go above 45 km, so I'm just being careful not to here. Looks like that RE is waiting, so anyone connecting to it is in luck. There you go, another prime example of me being silly. The fact that it's a 25 kilometers an hour coming up to a red signal. So we'll just move up the platform a little bit. Again, proof that I am not perfect, and there is still a learning curve and a braking curve as well. So of course, as I said, the braking curve from down to 25. Of course, we did have a red coming up, which would help if I remembered that. Just proof that the system does work when it needs to, and you need to be very vigilant as well. But it's fine, we made it without any spads, so that should be the main takeaway from this.
Husum.
Okay, yeah, now we are at Husum, which is where this service terminates. Thank you very much for watching, as always, much appreciated. Just one final thing before I go, as this is the end of the route. If I suspend it, it should give me feedback, see how well I did. Should do anyway. Alas not, but this is the main Zusi menu where you can choose the timetables, and basically, so you select what you want to drive, it will load, and then you choose from the list here. But again, thank you very much for watching. I'm Westy Rail. Look out for future videos. Thanks so much.